Alright, quick update on Strong. So if we zoom in on the daily, you can see that, we've pretty much lost all momentum right now. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this bear flag that we're in, just because, it's not really a big pattern, not really, I mean, it's obviously completely valid, but, I would be paying attention on these lows rather than breaking out of this bear flag. So in my opinion, we are, starting to head down. I've been pretty bearish on this since I started covering it like a week ago, just over a week now, but I highlighted how we are in this big bear flag. This is giving it the benefit of the doubt by drawing it here as well, because I could draw it all the way up here. But I'm being, somewhat conservative with these targets. So if I take this back down, you can see that we've basically been predicting that we're going to come down to 160, 164 for the past, 7 to 10 days. We have come down to 160. We came all the way down to 155. Had a dead cat bounce. We're now setting up like another bear flag. There's no momentum coming in. There's no momentum to the upside. There is always just increasing volume for this, and to give it the benefit of the doubt, today we are seeing some meh buying volume, nothing really compared to the selling volume that we do get in. But since the start of this uptrend, whenever we do get a max of 3 green volume candles apart from here and here, it is always just a quick dead cat bounce before we do fall off the table. Now, when I started making videos for this, like I said, like 10 days ago, when we were here on the 1st of March, it's actually been like 9 days now. The only thing that I gave this token the benefit of the doubt for is that Bitcoin was in a downtrend, and some of you commented, oh, it's not fair to be critical on Strong because all of the markets are in a downtrend. That excuse is no longer valid. Bitcoin is pumping from this inverse head and shoulders that we've been talking about for the past few weeks. The total crypto market cap's heading up. If you look on the right hand side of my screen, you'll see all the altcoins that I cover. It is basically a sea of green, apart from a few coins priced against Bitcoin and a few other altcoins that haven't really picked up much momentum. Really, obviously these are the BTC pairs. Let's see, Link against BTC, so that won't count. ICP against BTC, that won't count. And then obviously we've got 2 FIDA charts here. So FIDA, ACH, and well, those are the only 2 coins in the red. But if we do come over to Strong, we are literally tethering on the point of coming into the red. We had a very baby bounce today, another lower high in the macro trend, and now we're getting a very small 2 dojis in a row showing indecision. In my opinion, we are getting ready for a breakdown. So I've been outlining what happens if we lose this 160, which in my opinion, I do think it is quite likely that we're going to lose it. I do think that we're going to be coming down to between 77 and 70. Now, I get the 77 target from the micro fib. If you draw from the low here to the high, you can see our 2.618 lines up down here at 77. And if we zoom out, you can see, basically we've lost all of these fibs. So this is just a previous place that we bounced from before we went on a massive rally. And, it is obviously quite close to the 2.618, so I would be keeping an eye on that level. Now, as you can see, it is really tethering whether it wants to go red right now or not. If we do come down to the hourly and get a more general view on what's happening, we can actually see on the hourly, let's see if we can draw this any other way to see what's going on. So on the hourly, I would probably draw it something like this. I mean, I don't think there is any way you can angle it to really make it look like, yeah, I mean, there's only got, what, 2-3 touch points on there. If we draw it through here, we've got, let's say, touch points down here, touch points here, here, and all over here. So, in my opinion, at least in the short term, we have broken down through another pattern. I do think once we drop below this low at 182, we'll be coming down for 160. And, if we do bounce on 160, have a massive, massive rally and start reversing, so be it. In my opinion, I think it is more likely that we are going to break the 1.618 and start heading down to $60. So, or $70 to $77, my bad. But yeah, I mean, basically everything I said still stands. The volume is increasing. We may have a little bit of green volume coming in right now, but nothing substantial. And that was on the, was that on the hourly that we had volume? Where was it? Because it was definitely somewhere. No, so I mean, to be fair, I just realized we have already seen these two green candles, and now we are continuing with the downtrend. As you can see, Strong has just flipped red for the day, so it is basically one of the only altcoins that I cover, that is struggling. And I want to outline, fair enough if you wanted to say, you can't be harsh on Strong while Bitcoin is dumping as well. Bitcoin is now pumping and Strong is doing nothing, so in my opinion, I'm not saying Bitcoin will do this, but if Bitcoin comes up here and has a rejection and starts falling off the table, then Strong is going to get absolutely decimated. I don't think there's any universe in all of the alternate universes where Strong will be pumping when Bitcoin isn't pumping. I just think, I just think that is insane to think that Strong would be pumping when Bitcoin isn't. So, in my opinion, this is one of the riskier altcoins. Altcoins have not necessarily been doing too well recently. The RSI and the MFI are basically flat, with the RSI heading down, money flow heading up a tiny bit, but still not enough to make this green. So we are now turning red. Looks like we're coming down to break below 182. Once we break below that, we've got to keep our eyes on 160 for a potential bottom. If we don't bottom on 160, like I said, we're going to have a very, very harsh drop, another 62% from where we are now. And, I'd be paying attention to this breakdown level on the 1.618. Once we break down from there, it's basically curtains. We're basically going to get chopped in half, more than chopped in half. Even the conservative target, the price is going to be slashed in half. So that is basically all I see for Strong. Once again, the main takeaways are Strong is extremely bearish in the macro term. If we zoom in, we've been rugged pretty hard. In my opinion, it is going to get to the point where the ETH gas fees are going to cost more than the rewards for this, and I think a lot of people are going to start losing faith in this when this happens, and also people will be moving on to their new chain when Stronger comes out. So there's just a plethora of reasons why I'm bearish on this. And like I said, the number one reason, Bitcoin's now pumping. There's no excuse for Strong to be, in the dumps. So, pretty much everything's pumping and Strong is getting left behind. So, this is what we've been predicting since the first second we looked at this chart. And, that's basically all I've got for you for Strong today. So if you do hold this, best of luck. Once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market. And you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.